Shed Zone. Shed Zone. We got Vegas, Waco, Texas and Portland, MVP Ledgestone and Green Mountain. Shed Zone. To take the last shot and come out on top. Shed Zone. You better hit your putts if it's the color that you want. Shed Zone. I really don't care if you shot real well. Did you cover the spread? I guess the numbers will tell. Shed Zone. The shed don't lie and it's our second home. Shed Zone. Yeah.
Well, hello out there, Shed Heads. Thanks for joining us for episode 2 of the DGPT series. Obviously, Texas theme. We got a good show for you, at least we think. And if you don't think so, we don't care, because we're having a good time anyway. All right, so we got some stuff we're going to go over for it. Let me tell you how it's going to go. We're going to do a little introduction. I'll go over this rocking cast again. All right, we're going to go into last tournament spreads from Vegas, do a little recap, right? Check our standings. We're going to take you into a segment called Bad Beats. You don't want to be in this segment. Sorry if you are. Then we're going to go to something that's an old favorite of the old Shed Heads called Fire Plays by the Fire. And then we'll really get to the meat of the show, the Waco spreads. Because that's why everyone's here in the end, right? You want to talk about the spreads. You don't want to listen to me. All right, so joined all the way to my left, we got that big, tall drink of water cowboy, Nick Conmos. Nick, thanks for being here.
Howdy. Thanks for having me, Matt.
All right, to my immediate left, we have new father, Joe Yaskis. Recently, in between the filming, had a baby boy named Jet. He's also known as the boss these days.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Right? You got it.
Yep.
To my right, I'd like to thank Steve for joining us. Steve, you've been under the weather recently?
Feeling good now.
I thought you had an allergic reaction. He's the only man I know allergic to salad. All right, and to my right, my immediate right, we've got Kyle Wadsworth Moriarty. Actually, I never understood the history behind Wadsworth.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, is that your middle name?
No.
No, I was going to say.
No.
Calls you
Random.
Wadsworth, really hates you. All right. Oh, and thanks for dressing up, Kyle, for
Hey.
Texas. What part of Texas are you from?
Keep Austin weird, baby.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's go over Vegas. Woo. Right? So, little spread recap. You want to get us going, Steve?
Sure. So we had 10 spreads for Vegas. 8 guy spreads, 2 women spreads. And it was pretty awesome. We had 5 favorites cover, and we had 5 dogs cover.
Woo.
50-50.
Pretty even.
50-50.
Good
That's
math,
a good
Joe.
math, dog.
Decent.
The 3 spreads we talked about on the last show were Garrett Gerthy, Calvin Heimberg, James Conrad, Kevin Jones, Nico Castro, Nate Sexton.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you the rundown on them?
Run it down,
Run
Joe.
it down. It's the only thing
You're the
place
math,
you'll ever
man.
run.
You're
Go
the
ahead.
math.
Calvin Heimberg did not cover his spread. Garrett Gerthy covered that all day long. I told you guys that. Throws wide open bombs.
Classic Kindberg.
That's lucky.
That's a
Being
big
a
spread.
dog.
That's a big spread for 2 pros. What are you going to do?
I don't know. The James Conrad Kevin Jones spread was awesome.
Sick.
James Conrad covered that. He lost by 9. And in the shed, we say we don't care if you won or not. We just care if you cover.
Cover the
James
spread.
Conrad lost by 9 to Kevin Jones and covered the -10 spread. Electric.
Thanks, Kit, James.
Yeah. And
Good
then
work.
Nate Sexton, Nico Castro. If you guys remember last episode, Matt Heenan said Nico Castro
I said he was going to get crushed.
because he was going partying out in Vegas.
And I was wrong. Listen, I played that Vegas tournament if you watched the episode. I partied. I only lost to Nate by 87 strokes. I thought maybe he'd do the same. Nate Sexton just didn't bring it. What are you going to do?
I think Nico did the same. I think he partied and still shot 30.
Well, he's
Did
a...
Nate Sexton party? Was that? He was away from the family.
Yeah,
He was
that's a good
out.
call.
Maybe didn't party enough. Well,
All right, well, I'll finish up with the rest of the spreads. Adam Hammis covered Kyle Klein. The dog took that one down. Thomas Gilbert beat Andrew Presnell by 7. That was a great match. Andrew Presnell was actually winning for a little while. Gilbert shot lights out last round, 13 down.
boy.
Hot round, took that spread down. Ricky Wysocki Covered is because Kayla Viska didn't make the cut. So that's an automatic cover in the shed.
Yeah, new rule, just so you know, we discussed it. And if one player doesn't make the cut, then you automatically win the cover, right?
Yep. Drew Gibson beat Paul Uleberry at 19. Also won the tournament, we know. They had a little chitter-chatter going on Instagram, which was kind of awesome.
Yep.
Yuli thought he was going to cover that no problem. Spread was 6.5. Yuli was like, oh, he might have done some push-ups. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Still beat him by 19.
Yep.
Better luck next time, Yuli. The Chris Clemens, Emerson Keith even was really good. Chris won by 3. I don't think a lot of people took Chris Clemens, to be honest.
I don't remember.
I did. I took Chris.
Oh, I didn't.
I did.
MD
did.
Haley King, Sarah, I'm going to skip one here. Haley King, Sarah Hokum. Haley King dominated Sarah Hokum. Covered that easily.
After like the first day, they were close, and then it was just
Sarah Hokum was
goodbye.
winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haley King. Those new discs, you have to figure them out there in that wind.
Did it pretty quick.
Figured
I
it out.
think Haley King, hot take, has the best form on tour.
She does.
No, better than any guy, too.
Reminds me
think
of
that's a
a.
hot
It's like a young Will Schustrick out there, in just ripping.
It's pretty
Well,
good.
hopefully she doesn't start to putt like him. All right,
And then
keep
the
going.
last spread of Vegas, Paige Pierce, Kristen Tartar. I gave this one the Shed Star, I'm calling it. The Shed Golden Star. It was the best match to watch all weekend. By far, Paige Pierce -3. Paige was never had more than 3-stroke lead for 68 holes. Until 4 holes remaining, she took a 4-stroke lead and covered the spread. It was electric. I've never watched 4 rounds of women's disc golf in my life, but I'll never miss another one because that was awesome.
And you've made me a believer in math.
Yes.
All right. Is that all of them?
That's it, man.
All right, so we're going to listen to Joe.
No, I just want to say, and I think that's the beauty of the shed. When we put these spreads out there, like I said, we don't care who wins. When you see that match, you see Kristen Tatar up by 2 versus, say, a Paige Pierce, and you're like, whoa, the spread's won. This is interesting. Now I'm watching round 2, 3, and 4, so it just makes the whole viewing experience awesome.
Well, a lot of people, watch the NFL and vigorously because they're in some kind of fantasy, because they're in some kind of pick'em league. So, we're trying to bring a little bit of that to disc. All right, so we're going to move on, and we're going to look at the shed standings. And as you can see, Joe only won 1.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
Okay, Nick also only won 1. I won 2.
Tough showing.
We got Kyle at 2, Steve at 2. Now, if you want to get in on the action too, don't forget to fill out one of our Google forms that we do put on our Facebook page, Shed Zone Disc Golf, because there you got to make 12 picks, 10 picks, all 10 picks. I'm glad those don't count as far as our shed standings because I'm as good at picking disc golf as I am to playing it. All
Hey,
right. Yeah.
shout out to Pete Sharon. Was our first official winner of the Shed Zone Pick'em Google form. He had 8 correct out of 10.
8 out of 10. So what's he going
That's
to
real
get?
good.
Pete Sharon is going to get a Shed Zone t-shirt coming his way.
Congratulations, Pete. Designer of Mountainside, long-time New England player.
Hey, is that 80% success rate, 20% failure?
Yeah.
Math,
Wow,
man.
dude.
It's just math.
That's like a B.
Yeah, it's a good B.
My head hurts.
All right, so
minus.
let's talk about the tournament itself. We're going to go down there and start with Nick. Nick, what'd you think of the Vegas tournament?
Well, I'll tell you what I liked. Watching 4 days of incredible disc golf on some nice courses. And I think the competition was excellent. People showed up, first tournament of the year, played great. Spreads were awesome. That made it extra exciting to watch. I loved it.
Especially for those that filled out the Google form, like watching
myself.
the NFL on a Sunday. I'm checking my picks. I'm trying to keep up with, the third card, the fifth card, because we put matchups out, so it made it interesting. Joe, Vegas tournament, what'd you think?
I'm just surprised that the DGPT finally got it right. And when you went to your man in the field, Terry Miller, he actually responded. Last year, it was a disaster. Let's go to blah, blah, blah in the field. And it was... and they would continuously do that. This time around, I think they went to him like 4 or 5 times. And we could hear what he was saying. Great job, DGPT.
Joe, do you think they went to Terry Miller enough?
I think they can go to him more. They did go to Terry one time, like, hey, Terry, what does that look like? He's like, I'm nowhere near that shot.
Because I'm on the other side of the fairway.
Terry, you gotta get out there. You gotta hustle. That's your job.
All right.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of the fairway. Like, Terry, run across and go check the OB for me, please.
So maybe the DGPT could put a little effort into their GPS tracker on their man in the field. I don't know.
Yep.
You know, we think you could go to Terry a little more, get more of his insight, got a lot of experience. Me, personally, another great tournament, right? So I've been around disc golf consistently for, I'm not doing the math real quick, about 14 years. You know, when I first started watching, there were a lot of tournaments it was over on the final day. I don't know if Joe can back me up here. Like, somebody had like a 6 or 7 stroke lead because they had one super hot round, and it was over. I remember the first video Joe and I ever watched, we drove through the snow, drove to the disc golf store, we watched the 2006 European Open, and it was a great video, one of the best productions I've ever seen, but it was not a competition. Feldberg had that thing wrapped up. It's not so easy to win.
I don't know what Feldberg won by, like 50.
He won by a ton. He had like a 6 to 7 stroke lead going to the finals, and he crushed it. There was a battle for second place, but
43.
with the amount of players nowadays, with the, I don't know, call it the sports science, the new discs, the instructional videos, it's hard to win. It's starting to feel a little more like the PGA. Like, you don't know who's going to win. You just don't know who's going to win.
Did you say you drove to a disc golf store to watch a tournament?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
No, to buy the DVD.
To buy.
In snow, we were bored. You couldn't just click on YouTube and be like, hey, this is great. Oh, they got a disc golf app to watch television. We're sounding like we're 85.
You kids don't know how good you have it. We did, in fact, used to have to go buy DVDs, and then if I wanted to watch more disc golf, I just watched the same DVD.
Same DVD.
All right, man from Austin, weirdo in the studio.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a different kind of approach here. I disagree that Disc Golf Pro Tour nailed this coverage. What annoyed me a lot was seeing these huge commercials take over most of the screen while there's live action going on. People are driving, people are putting. And I'm looking there and I'm listening and I'm seeing these mega commercials that I've already seen 6, 7, 8, 15 times during this coverage instead of watching the live action. There's so much downtime in this coverage. Figure it out. At least put the commercial in the small screen while they're walking. Do something a little bit different. I know people are paying the big money to get their stuff out there, but you got to do it a different way. Don't make me miss great coverage to see this commercial. The play was phenomenal. Seeing all these players that, you know, didn't really have their chance last year, and they're stepping up their game bright and early and really coming out strong this year is awesome. But Disc Golf Pro Tour, stop taking over the screen with commercials while people are throwing.
I disagree. You got to pay the bills. Steve.
That's a hot take, Kyle. And
like
I
Kyle's
agree
take.
with Kyle
I
because
like Kyle's take.
Yeah.
on hole 17, in the final round, 2 holes to go, they had it up in the top left screen. Couldn't even see who was driving.
Nope.
Well, I'm just saying, I remember a time when nobody would pay for an ad. So the fact that they're paying for these ads, and if I miss a shot or two to get 4 days of live amazing coverage, I'm just not a spoiled brat.
Yeah, but I pay for the coverage.
That's great.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, you're paying for a service. I don't need to see the same guy miss the putt in the winter and go, oh, and then fall down.
I
The
thought
first
that
time I
commercial
saw
was
it,
great.
it was kind of funny. After the 10th time I saw it, I don't like it.
All right, Steve.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey,
My
go
recap
ahead.
on the tournament. I thought the best part of the tournament was seeing like 25 people within 3 strokes of the lead
Like
the
we're
whole
all-
entire time.
That's cool.
It's like
I thought it
World
was
Cup,
excellent. I also think I can throw a 550-foot hyzer and maybe shoot 35 down. So take that how you want about the tournament.
So do you want to open a dialogue on the courses, or is that for another day?
I didn't say anything about that. I just think if I can throw a 550-foot hyzer, I probably would have went out there and shot 35 down. Take that how you guys want it.
Can you throw 500?
Are you saying you can? Or
100%.
I don't
550
think so.
feet?
I
I
have
think
On
maybe
hyzer the
you
whole
can
way?
maybe you can inch your way to 550, but not on a high.
I got 550.
I'm smelling.
You
a
got
shit
550 throwing it flat, maybe with some anti-flex in it back, but you're not throwing a pure hyzer. You're not Nick. All right.
All right.
So
Stay tuned. In 3 months, when we have nice weather here, we're gonna send Steve out to a field. We're gonna find 550 feet, and Steve's gonna throw pure hyzer, and we're gonna watch it hit 400, maybe.
yeah, I'm on board.
All right, can't wait.
And I'll throw that same shot 260. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go into a segment called Bad Beats, little Vegas themed, about some bad beats, people from the tournament.
Some bad
All right, so enjoy. We'll see you when you get back.
You're right.
Well, hey there. Welcome to Bad Beats from the Vegas tournament. As you can see, we're having a nice, friendly game. These guys got some good hands. We'll see what happens. Sir, would you like to stay or hit?
Hit.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You got Paul Macbeth, just like in disc golf, blackjack. If you don't show up and play, you can't win. Sorry, sir, that was a very bad beat. All right, let's see how this gentleman does. Sir, would you like to hit or stay?
Hit me.
Oh, my goodness, already another bad beat. You got Henna Bloomroos, the third highest rated female player in the world. Went out to Las Vegas, didn't make the cut, didn't cash. I'm sorry, sir. I thought you were going to win. That was a very bad beat. All right, my good man, would you like to hit or would you like to stay?
I'm going to double down.
You are going to double down. You've got a 2.
I'm going to double down again.
You would like 2. All right. You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I am sorry, sir. You got Cale Leviska, who ended his 14-year cash streak by not showing up to Vegas and getting it done. Sorry about that, sir. Sorry about that, Cale. All right, on our final player, what do we got here? Sir, would you like to hit or stay?
I don't know if I can trust you. You let me have my phone on the table the whole time.
I'm
At
not-
this casino.
Very shady.
But you know what? Yeah, I'm a gambling man. Hit me, dog.
Oh, I cannot believe the bad luck we have going on here, sir. You got Sarah Holcomb, who was in fact a 2-point underdog, according to the Shed, and she lost by 22. So unfortunately, you gentlemen came to Las Vegas, and ladies, of course, not going to forget you, and you got bad beats. Well, better luck next time. Maybe you'll have more luck in Waco.
Take my money, dog.
All right, well, welcome back from Bad Beats. Hope most of you enjoyed it. If your name was on there, you probably didn't. Apologize. But remember, if you're going to be a pro athlete, you got to take some jabs, some consideration. I was just recently renewed my membership, currently $8.94, right? So no way to go but up. And I'm also the type of guy who will critique and criticize others who do things better than me.
It's all-
gives me,
constructive.
gives me an opportunity to shine.
It's also Vegas. Some people lose.
Yep.
Some people lose.
That's the world we live in.
So we showed you the poorer segment in Bad Beats. Now we're going to move on to a segment called Fire Players. If you are in this segment, means you are fire. Enjoy.
And for the older audience out there, that means you played well.
Yeah, I'm young. I'm a young hip cowboy.
Welcome to Fire Players at the Fire, here with Joe and Kyle. Joe, who do you have first for our Fire player?
Thank you, Kyle. Let's talk about Vegas and how hot it was out there. Terry Miller, you're so fire, and I'm going to tell you why. When they went to you, when they said, hey, man in the field, what's going on? You're like, Terry's here, I got this, I got this, I got this. You actually replied, unlike previous years, we're so impressed with your game, Terry Miller. Keep being out in the field, keep hustling. You're in the fire.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to do a 2-for-1 here, just because I can. We make the rules here. I'm going to throw in Connor Rock and Parker Welk. Now, yeah, we don't know these guys.
Nope.
We don't know who they are. We don't know what they look like. We don't see them on coverage.
Great names, though.
Great names.
Yep.
But they're going to get a shout out here. They are both sub 1,000 rated players. So first of all, it's amazing they even got into the tournament. But they both cashed. They cashed in Vegas. I mean, that's not even hitting the poker tables. They cashed in the tournament. So Connor and Parker, you gentlemen, you're en fuegos.
Kyle, that was riveting and very, very fire-ish. Let's move on to our next fire player. Mr. Gibson, you know who you are. You were talking smack to Ullaberry all around. Not only did you cover, you destroyed the cover. In one round, you shot 1091. And I think you won the tournament. Oh, you did win the tournament. Fire time.
Well, we talked about Drew. We got to talk about Kat.
We do.
Not the feline.
No.
Katrina Allen. Switch new sponsors. She's throwing DGA Disc Golf Association.
Don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Still winning.
I-
Still winning. Doesn't
heard-
matter what she throws.
I heard they invented disc golf.
Oh yeah.
So, Cat, new sponsor, new discs, new bag. But Katrina Allen, she won. She won. Didn't win on playoff. She won straight up. Her hot round, 10-15. That's like 10-15.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Keenan can dream of shooting a 10-15 rated round, okay? Katrina Allen, you won. You're in the fire.
Well, Kyle, I think you made a mistake here. Keenan dreams of shooting at 901. Let's go to our next fire player by the fire. It's a lady. It's Aria Castroita. We have a lady in the field that wasn't even rated 900, much like Keenan. Cashed. Took down cash. And for that, we're so proud of you. And that was fantastic. Get in the fire.
Now, what would fire players by the fire be if we didn't talk about our young and upcoming kindling to the fire? Except this kindling set the whole world of disc golf on fire.
No way.
Yeah. Did you watch?
I watched every episode, every time they were on the air. I think I watched like 75 hours of disc golf this weekend.
Cannon.
It's not burr in here. Is
This
it burr in here?
This is the opposite of Burr.
No.
Cannon Burr, you made 99% of your shots.
That's a pot.
You hit an absurd amount of circle 2 putts. Not circle 1, not C1X. Circle 2. I think your circle 2 putting is better than my circle 1X putting, which is that bullseye range.
Definitely.
He hit so many putts from under bushes, from the knees, everywhere. Gannon Burr, you're the future. You got a hug from Drew Gibson, so you're on fire.
That was a warm hug from Gibson. And finally, the last portion of our fire players by the fire. Let's give a shout out to Vegas. You actually got it right this year. You had well-defined OB around your bunkers with lines and everything. You didn't keep the players guessing. You didn't go out the next day and go, let's put a rope over here and make it OB. You did it right this time. I'm going to show you who you are. Read it. Shout out to well-defined out-of-bounds lines. Waco, why don't you take note? Vegas, you impressed us. Kyle, thanks for being with me. Let's bump it.
What's
Get
up?
in the fire.